What's up, guys? Eric Beer here. Welcome to the channel. It's great to have you. Today, we're going to talk about what drives people, the motivation, and how people get results. And it comes down to two things: pain versus pleasure. So stick around and we'll be right back to get into what that means and how you can use it for your business. It's so funny. I mean, I believe as you get older, you forget more than you realize. And the knowledge that you have is in there in this brain of yours, but you need something to spark it. And then it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, totally. And I was thinking about this the other day, and it was cool, right? Like as you're trying to market to these different people in your universe, a big mistake that we make is that we tend to try to create our message and try to get people to take action based on what our goals are and the results that we want. And it's a huge mistake that entrepreneurs make. Huge, right? We already know that. You're not your customer, so you shouldn't be trying to go and do what you want. You want to know what they want to buy. Certainly in the e-commerce world, right? When people are selling products, if you were creating a t-shirt, you might go and create the t-shirt that is your taste, but your customer base may not necessarily be the type of people that would wear what you wear. You may cater to a different audience, and you need to be smart about that, right? If you're working for companies and you're the marketing manager for a life insurance company, right? And you're 30 years old and you're trying to market to somebody who's 45 to 60, right? Maybe you're out of college and you're 23 and you're trying to talk to someone who is 40 years old, married with kids, and trying to explain to them why whole life insurance is important. You can't think like a college kid. You got to put yourself in the mindset of that person who's 40 years old and sell to them. And those are in businesses where you're working for companies. It may not be like what you woke up in the morning and said, oh my God, if I could do anything in this world, that's it. I want to be marketing, whole life insurance, or, I want to be pushing out auto insurance, or structured settlements, payday loans, selling fanny packs. I don't know, tons of things. There's people in this world, tons of marketers that are doing things that they're promoting that it's not their passion. It's just not. And if you're one of those people, if you're a marketer and you're doing something that's just, you really wouldn't touch it unless it's your job, right? If you weren't at that job, you'd never even look at it. It's like, I've fallen and I can't get up. Those things for the older people, that commercial, where they press that button, home security, cable TV, wireless cell phones. I mean, there's so many things. And the thing about that is, if you're in that world today, well, then you have to be smart enough to understand your audience, understand their mindset so that you can cater to them. That's why surveys work, right? That's why I'm not plugging my surveys in this at all. Survey Detective, but that's why surveys work. That's why surveys, quizzes, assessments, all that stuff that's in Survey Detective, they work, right? Because you're able to research, you're able to communicate with your audience, they're able to give you feedback, they're able to tell you things that they like, that they want. You're able to then look at that data and make decisions and then be able to build businesses around it, right? And there's a way to do it. People make mistakes on how they go about doing that, but it works, okay? But that's the point, right? You could be in any business and it may not be your diehard, but you got to do what you got to do, right? You're a marketer. You got to find a way to get in the eyes of that person and get them to take action. But so entrepreneurs, we're very different. right? If you're a coach and you're trying to coach other people to do what you do, right? If you're in the info product world and you're an expert or you master something, and now you want to go and pass this on to other people and get them to do what you do, right? Like, I built a business. I know how to do lead generation, right? I can show you how to build lead generation companies using my survey platform. I can teach you that, right? I'm very different in one respect than someone who's coming to me from the reasons why. And it's interesting when we think about pain versus pleasure and what drives people. And I'll give you an example of that and how you have to think about this when you're marketing to your audience. Pleasure, okay, is something where if I make $1 million, I'm going to use that $1 million to go buy a Porsche 911 Turbo. That's fun, right? I mean, anybody out there listening to this, if you made $1 million, you can go buy a Porsche 911 Turbo. Fun, right? That's fun. That's pleasure. Or if I make $1 million, then I'm going to buy a second home, right? I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to, buy my kids something. I'm going to build a golf course on my backyard. Everything I just described to you is me thinking about pleasurable things that I can do if I'm successful. Now, on the flip side, from pain, examples of that would be if I make $1 million, I can pay off my student loan. Or if I make $1 million, then I can get out of credit card debt. You see the difference? People are trying to be successful so that they can take something that's painful from them away. Right? Like, if I make $1 million, I'm going to pay off my mortgage. If I make $1 million, I'm going to pay a lump sum of alimony to my ex and be done. I'm going to do a deal with them and be done. All of those things are painful to somebody and they're life-changing. If you have student loans, you have medical bills, you have credit cards, and now every month you got to spend $10,000 to pay off student loans, medical bills, credit cards, alimony, whatever it is. Well, how much money do you make? And then you're subtracting that 10 grand a month, right? What if you don't make that much? You're underwater. You're in the red. You're losing. We don't lose. That doesn't work. That's an upside down model. That model does not work. We stop it. We find a different solution, right? So that's what's happening. We need to change fast. But the point is that most people, most entrepreneurs, for the most part, are doing things for pleasure. If you think about that, most people that are out there are doing it for pleasure. But at some point in their life, entrepreneurs like myself, okay, I had to do this. I'm an entrepreneur because I want pleasurable things. I want to be there. It's just a no-brainer for me. That's just the way my mind thinks. However, I had a lot of pain points in the beginning. I needed to make money. I needed to make a living. I needed to create a foundation for myself. So in the beginning of my career, I was really focused more on the pain points that I was trying to solve for myself. If I made all this money early on in my career, I wasn't going and buying a Porsche. I wasn't buying I didn't even own a first home. I wasn't buying a second home, right? Like, that's just not where I was in my life. And that's very typical for people that are starting out, for all the people that we're promoting to, right? We have a skill set. We are successful as coaches, as experts, right? Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, can name thousands of others. We all can teach you how to be successful. And if you immerse yourself in it and you go deep and repeat it and stay until you're successful, it'll work. But your goals in the beginning could be very different than mine. People that want to learn from me how to build a business, want to learn how to use my survey platform, how to generate revenue, cash flow, by either me teaching you how to do it with just arbitrage, being a performance marketer, showing you those strategies, showing you strategies on how to generate leads with my survey platform, it's likely most of you are going to be coming here because of some pain point. So from my perspective as a marketer, I need to think about that when I'm promoting to you, when I'm trying to get people to do something, right? When you're promoting, you got to think about that. When you're promoting to your audience, you got to think about it. Like, what's the result? We all want the same result. We all want to make money, right? Yeah. But why? What's the meaning behind it? And you understand that, your marketing message is, it changes. Your click rates will be better immediately. Just understanding that little piece. Is my audience here to run away from pain, or are they here because they want to go get some more pleasurable things? Obviously, you can ask people that question in surveys, right? You have an idea of like what it is. But the whole idea, guys, listening, pay attention here. Are you marketers, right? All you people that want to go out and get people to buy something from you, it's not about what you want. It's about what they want. And it's not just the result. I'll say that again, because this is where I think people confuse it. The result, yes, is always the same for your segments. You're selling the same thing. Someone that's buying a chair that massages you, the end result is they want to relax and sit down in that chair and get massaged, and great. They're spending a lot of money on it. Is somebody spending money on it because they have too much money? It's just a fun thing that they're going to put in their house and spend $5,000 on, and it may sit there and no one's ever going to use it. Pleasure? Or is someone spending $5,000 because they have some ailments in their body and they need it? Not because it's pleasurable, because they have pain, and you're going to solve some pain. It's different. The mindset of that person is very different. The psychology behind that, the way you market to that person would be different. It's really important for you guys to understand like the pain versus pleasure, and which one is your audience focused on? Where are you focusing? What is your marketing message? So guys, pay attention. Okay? A lot of people make this mistake. They're one message for their entire business. It's a mass market message. They're not segmenting like you should be doing, right? We talk about the perfect survey, AISTP. That's my framework, right? Attract, identify, segment, target, and position. Segmentation, customization, becoming relatable to your audience. That is what is going to sell. Your audience is smart, not stupid. Show them you understand them. Relate to them. Even if it's not necessarily your goals, this is what is very important to your end user. So when you guys are out there, I would, if you're doing something new marketing campaign, answer that question. Why? Yes, you know the result. Why do they want the result? Get to the bottom of it. You could have two segments. You could have a segment that is focused on pain and a segment that's focused on pleasure. That's why we segment. That's the whole point in what I'm doing here. That's the power of Survey Detective and what we do and what I show you. Because at that point, if you identify that, you have the same product, right? That massage care is the same product. If you're a real estate agent and you have buyers, you could have one buyer who's looking to move to a bigger house. So it's exciting. They're growing their family. They're looking to move to a bigger house. You have another client who just got divorced and is getting kicked out of their house, and they need to go buy a house. Very different, right? They're running away from pain. The first couple, they're running towards pleasure. These people, the people getting divorced and their life is blowing up, they're in pain. They're not doing it because they're excited and it's pleasurable. The messaging to those two people are very different. At the end of the day, they're both going to buy a house. That real estate agent's going to make money on both of them. The core product remains the same. You got to think about that. So pain versus pleasure. When you're doing any of your marketing, you need to understand that. You need to really grasp that. You need to understand your audience, and you need to understand their why. You need to understand why they want that result so that you can craft a message that's going to be relatable. They're going to feel like you understand them. They're going to have a connection with you, And then they're going to want to do whatever it is you tell them to do. And that is the next step in your journey of selling them. That's how you transition from in the survey to getting them to take an action. So, guys, hope this was helpful. Any questions? Fire away. I have a text chain if you want, 917-636-1998. If you're not subscribed, subscribe here. Subscribe to my podcast so you can get these episodes all the time when they come out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have a comment about what I'm talking about, talk to me. Respond. Engage. Right? Ask me questions. Happy to help you. If you want me to give you an example with your business, ask me a question. If there's somebody you think would get some value out of this, share this. I really appreciate it. Right? Anything you guys can do. Like, I'm just trying to get my word out to the street, help people. That's all I want to do. Today, I just want to get it out, push some content out, some good content, help be around people, hopefully meet you, because I love being around people that love to talk about this stuff. Like-minded people, marketing, this is so much fun. When you really get deep, the psychology of it is so, so cool. So with that said, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys listening. I'm wishing you all the best. And until next time, I'm out. All right, take care. Bye-bye.